Pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's News Studios. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
A very good evening. I'm Charita Pinipurarachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news. The President requests to effectively use the powers vested by the 13th Amendment for provincial development. State Minister Indika Anuruddha says power tariff will be reduced by the first week of February. A fine up to 5 million rupees will be imposed to traders who sell Kiri Samba at higher prices. Hilmi Shah of Jaffna, who won the India's Little Champs reality show, met the President. Navy seized 360 kilograms of illegal drugs. 6 suspects were arrested. A student was killed and 6 others were injured in a shootout in school at Iowa in the USA.
Now for this and other stories in detail. In a significant address at a dinner gathering with professionals in Jaffna yesterday, President Ranil Wickremesinghe outlined the trajectory of Sri Lanka's economic recovery after facing multiple setbacks in recent years.
Addressing the audience, President Wickremesinghe stressed that a decentralization of power should not be a mere political concept but an economic reality. Professionals representing all sectors were present at this meeting. The President responded to the questions raised by them with positive answers. The President also held a mutual discussion with them. The President also pointed out that the 2024 and 2025 will be 2 years that strengthen the country's economy.
I have come here to Jaffna as we are now steering our way out of our economic difficulty. 2019 was a setback due to the Easter bomb. 2020 we had COVID setback. 2022 was very bad and our growth dropped down to minus 7%. Then after I took over, I was able to stabilize it last year in 2020. As I said, the first 2 quarters were minus growth, but the second 2 quarters have not been minus. And we've seen the 4th quarter as positive. But still our growth is 3% less than 2022. On this basis, we will make a positive growth for this year. 2% I hope, maybe 3%. And we go ahead, 2025 we will make about 5%. We can go ahead from there, but these are 2 stabilizing years. These are the 2 important years. So we have changed the system. We will not print any more money. If you print money, your value goes down. We will not borrow from the banks because the banks are in trouble and we have to recapitalize them. So without borrowing money and without printing money, we have to go ahead. This is why in our negotiations with our creditors, they want to know that our economy will be strong enough. So we have to come up to 12% of the GDP as revenue, and our target finally will be 15%. But that's why we had to increase the VAT this year. In many instances, it was only 3%, but in some instances, it was 80%. So we must have an economy that can get enough revenue. We have to pay for our budgets, we have to pay for development and also service our interests. Our biggest burden is that the bulk of our money goes in interest charges. Who's to blame? We are all to blame. We allowed the money, we wanted the government to live beyond its means, to satisfy what we wanted. So now we have been asked to pay on it. So we need a new economy. We can't run on an economy where balance of payment is not with you. It's for the other side. You have to keep borrowing in foreign exchange, in dollars. You can't can't have a budget in which revenue expenditure is more than revenue. Then you have to keep borrowing here or printing. So now we are looking at a new economy. And that economy is what we are coming. One that will create employment, give us a surplus of foreign exchange and give us a surplus revenue. So that is where we are going to start. We are no longer going to have an economy, a national economy focused on the western province and in Colombo. That's not going to work. Look, we have so many areas with lot of potential. They should all have their own local regional economies. South can have one as we are starting now. Central province can have one initially with all its export, agriculture and tourism and others. North can have one, it has one of the biggest potentials. And northwestern province, we feel initially those provinces can grow up just as much as western province with Sabaragamuwa, East, Uva and North Central coming later. But North Central has a potential which Jaffna also has. So let us now develop There enough power we have devolved. If you look at all these 13th Amendment, there's enough power to run your own strong economy. We won't interfere in that. Now I'm saying go and do it. Instead of looking to take all the money from Colombo. Look at Japan. It's not a federal state, but look at how all the different departments and regions are developed. It's well developed. Look at Korea. Look at UK. Scotland is developed. Parts of UK, Wales. So why can't we have our own economies that are functioning? France has one around Paris, one around Marseille, one around some of the other cities. So we can develop similarly. So with this devolution, we use the powers and let them all develop. We talk of devolution as political. You can give all the powers by law. You haven't got a cent to spend, what are you worth? If you haven't got a cent to spend, what is the meaning of devolution? You can go out on roads, you can shout on everything. The only province that can spend its way out is the Western province today. All the others are tied to the Western province. Why should you be tied? If you look at the 13th Amendment, there are enough powers. Just use it. And that is my policy. Because the government can't plan. Don't even ask me to do things to the government, to develop agriculture to government. Now you want to have a foreign language school. Why should I spend? If there is a demand for it, you can easily set it up. And if one, we will give loans and other grants to students who can't afford it. I don't think government should even start a foreign language school, whether in Jaffna or Gaul or anywhere. If there is a demand, you all do it. That's how education is run in all parts of the world. I can only do is to bring the economic conditions and also to create an environment in which people will go out and take the risk and develop agriculture or education, whether in this part of the country or other part of the country. That's what we have to do. Someone has to take a risk and then you go out. So we'll drive the environment, we'll give you all that and give you the best possible chance to succeed.
2023 reality competition organized by the C Tamil channel in Tamil Nadu, India, had the opportunity to meet with the President Ranil Wickremesinghe alongside her family members. Hailing from Jaffna, the 14-year-old Kilpisha made history as the first Sri Lankan girl to triumph in an Indian reality competition. Recognizing the acclaim she has brought to the nation, the President extended his congratulations and expressed best wishes for her future education and musical career. As a demonstration of her talent, Kilmisha Udeshilan also performed a song for the President.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the northern province will be subjected to a complete development within the next 5 years. The President made these remarks joining the Special Coordination Committee meeting of Vavuniya, Mullaitivu and Mannar districts, which was held at the Vavuniya District Cultural Hall. Special attention was focused to the problems of education, health, resettlement, lands, electricity, water, tourism, forest conservation and fisheries sectors of the Vavuniya, Mullaitivu and Mannar districts in this meeting. The President arranged solutions for some problems instantly. President Wickremesinghe pointed out that his aim is to make the northern province to contribute efficiently to the national economy as the other provinces, including the western province. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the economy had only one engine, that is the Western Province. More than 50% of the national economy is based within the Western Province. All other 8 provinces contribute just 40% to the national economy. If we want a rapid development, we have to increase the number of engines in the train of economy. The economy in rest of the provinces should also be strengthened. We have already identified several provinces to have rapid development. They are Southern Province, Central Province, Northwestern Province and Northern Province. Under the IMF agreement, we hope to increase the gross domestic production up to 12%. By the year 2025, it should be increased up to 15%. The government has granted capital expenditure for stalled projects. Now that the President said all identified projects in the relevant provinces should be effectively implemented within this year. People in the Northern Province should present their proposals to develop the economy in the Northern Province. A new program should be arranged for this purpose. Since the Northern Province has a set of very talented farmers, it can achieve this development within the next 5 years. Minister Dr. Bandala Gunawardena, Northern Provincial Governor P.S.M. Charles, Parliamentarians Vajra Abeyawardena, Kulasingham Dileepan, Charles Nirmalanathan, S. Nogarathan Lingam and Selvam Adaikalnathan and many others were present at this occasion.
State Minister of Power and Energy Indika Anuruddha announced that the necessity for data reducing electricity bills has been submitted to the Public Utilities Commission. As a result, a revision of the electricity bill is anticipated by the first week of February. Detailing the new generation plan, the State Minister highlighted a target to procure nearly 600 megawatts of electricity from renewable sources in 2024. The State Minister conveyed these updates during a media briefing at the Presidential Media Centre held today under the theme Collective Path to a Stable Country. State Minister Indika Anuruddha said that in the year 2023, significant strides were made in the power sector, addressing shortcomings in the existing Electricity Act and prioritizing high-quality consumer service through the introduction of a new act. The new legislation incorporates provisions related to consumer protection and regulation. Furthermore, efforts were dedicated to increasing the share of renewable energy in power generation. The generation plan aims to achieve 70% of electricity from renewable sources with the target of obtaining nearly 600 megawatts of renewable energy in 2024. The State Minister said that the Ministry has been entrusted with the construction of solar panels, focusing on expediting projects below 10 megawatts. Notably, projects in Mana, Poonareen and Hambantota have been incorporated with the generation plan. He added that a commitment to reducing electricity bills is underscored through the production of renewable energy using hydro, solar and wind power. Data supporting the reduction of electricity bills has been submitted to the Public Utilities Commission, and a reduction is anticipated either by the end of this month or in the first week of February. The goals set for the year 2024 are paramount. Presently, NIV employ recruitment for the Ceylon Electricity Board and has been halted. Incentives and promotions for employees will be based on performance, while pensions and provident funds will remain unchanged.
The Consumer Affairs Authority says raids will be conducted from today to nab errant traders who sell kirisamba exceeding the controlled price. The authority says a fine from 100,000 rupees up to 5 million rupees will be imposed for such traders. According to the relevant Gazette notification, the controlled price for a kilo of kirisamba is 260 rupees. Samba variety is sold at 230 maximum retail price, Nadu at 220 rupees and a red raw rice at 210 rupees. However, kirisamba variety is sold at 320 rupees per kilo. Therefore, raids to nab errant traders will be heightened in the new year. Accordingly, fines ranging from 100,000 rupees to 5 million rupees can be imposed for the errant traders. Raids and Special Investigation Unit of the Consumer Affairs Authority Sanjay Singh has said that 3 major rice manufacturers earn unlimited profits by selling kirisamba at high rates. They keep their rice stocks safer at warehouses. The director warned the traders not to earn a huge profit, about 60 rupees per kilo. If any trader proven guilty, their rice stocks will be confiscated. If the consumers can evade from buying these varieties at high prices, the price will be decreased naturally. The Department of Agriculture stresses that the main reason for high prices of vegetables is the destruction of vegetable crops due to heavy rain. The department points out, however, the prices will go down within the period of next 60 weeks. Minister Mahinda Maravira has inquired the officials of the Department of Agriculture regarding this matter. They have said that a limited amount of stocks are reaching the market at present. In addition, middlemen deliberately increase the prices. The officials point out that wastage occurs in transportation and that storing has become minimum due to the shortage of vegetables.
Sri Lanka Navy and the Police Narcotics Bureau have been able to discover over 360 kilos of illegal drugs in a raid conducted jointly in the deep sea of the southern coast of Sri Lanka. Navy said that 6 suspects have also been taken into custody in this connection. This haul of drugs was found concealed in a multi-day vessel at the left goal area towards western sea of Hikkaduwa. Among the stocks, there are 325 kilos of ice and 38 kilos of heroin. The stock was brought to the Southern Naval Camp in Galle today. It was inspected by Navy Commander Vice Admiral Priyantha Pereira and other top officials. In another 3 raids conducted in the Hikkaduwa Police Division, 11 suspects including a woman have been arrested. The woman had 63.5 grams of heroin in her possession. The other suspects were taken into custody under the charges of having cannabis and illicit liquor in their possession. Meanwhile, the Atharugiriya police has arrested a suspect with 4 high-capacity motorbikes which have been hidden in a garage. Each bike is worth over 4.5 to 5 million rupees. Out of them, 3 bikes are unregistered. A criminal nicknamed Kumbikale Sanju and one of his allies have been arrested by the Dematagada police while engaging in a robbery. He is under the charges of 16 robberies including 12 gold chains. They have used a motorcycle for robberies which was also robbed by an internship doctor of Kalubovila Teaching Hospital. The police also seized the motorbike, a stock of heroin, 12 gold chains and 2 mobile phones. Meanwhile, the police have arrested a person who had hidden in the ceiling of a house near Yatiyantara town. When the police were checking the house, the ceiling collapsed and the suspect fell on the ground. Police have discovered 6 grams of heroin, 12 bank passbooks and 59 checks in his possession. According to police, he has over 30 million rupees worth of assets in his possession. A special investigation has been launched to find out how he had earned such an amount of money. Under the Yukti operation, all long-distance buses that were bound to Colombo from the southern province were checked at the Kaluthara town early this morning. Officers of the Kaluthara South Police Station, Katukurunda STF camp and Kaluthara Traffic Division conducted this operation. Bravo, the official police dog of the Kaluthara Police Training College, was also used in this operation.
Now, a life-size statue of Anagarika Dharmapala or Venerable Sri Devamitta Dharmapala Thera was unveiled today under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. The statue has been erected at the Agrashavaka Mahavihara temple premises in Maligakhanda. Cremated remains of the late Dharmapala Thera was unearthed by a recent excavation in this premises. The remains were again placed in a special closet of the statue. This religious event was held in line with the 74th birth celebration of Chairman of Sri Lanka Mahabodhi Association and Chief Sanganaika of Japan, Venerable Banagala Upatissa Thera. Relics of major disciples of Gautama Buddha, Sarayut and Mugalan Theras were also displayed at this premises. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also extended well wishes for this event. Deputy Indian High Commissioner Dr. Satyanjal Pandey and several politicians and a large crowd of devotees were present at this occasion.
And meanwhile, Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that he will never let to privatize the Sri Lanka Transport Board. The minister made these remarks joining in a special observation tour recently with regard to providing transport board services to the northern and eastern provinces. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena specifically observed the SLTB Northern Regional Office in Kondaville and the Jaffna Depot. He also discussed the problems in the administration of these depots and the problems faced by the minor staff. The minister was also offered a souvenir at the inspection tour. A large crowd including officials of the SLTB were present at this occasion. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that there is no any political solution for these problems. There are only economic management solutions for them. Therefore, the Sri Lanka Transport Board will not be allowed to privatize. If we prepare a proper system, we can maintain the entity properly, disregarding the changes in the governing system. Meanwhile, the Railway Department has decided to temporarily close the Maho to Anuradhapura segment of the Northern Railway line from the 7th of this month. The segment is scheduled to be renovated within the next few months. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena revealed these facts while he made an inspection tour in the Jaffna railway station. The Northern Railway was renovated in several stages in the past. The minister said that the renovations will be carried out under the Indian Credit Line. This project will lead to make the transport services between Colombo and Jaffna more efficient.
A special program was launched yesterday to provide artificial limbs to the people in the north and east who were rendered disabled by war. Under the first stage, 12 disabled persons were provided with artificial limbs at a ceremony held in Jaffna District Secretariat. It is significant that local limbs manufacturer Aruna Samara Vikrama of Kaluthara has provided these limbs. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, President's Director General on Trade Unions, Saman Ratnapriya, Northern Provincial Governor P.S.N. Charles, President Secretary Saman Ekanaika and many others were present at this occasion.
A ceremony was held at the Iran embassy in Sri Lanka today to remember the victims died in the recent terrorist attack in Kalamat city in Iran. This terrorist attack occurred in the 3rd of this month, claimed 95 lives of 284 others were injured. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, Minister President's Council Ali Sabri and several others were also participated in the remembrance.
The Kafir Jet Squadron of Sri Lanka Air Force commemorates its 28th anniversary today. The squadron, titled Lions of Desert, was initiated in Sri Lanka in 1996. It has actively contributed to many offensive operations to secure the sovereignty and unity of the motherland. This squadron has also honoured with presidential Kala awards.
The Health Ministry has organised a series of national-level programs to control dengue menace. It will commence island-wide from Sunday.
Dengue වගකීම අපේ අරමුණයි. ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටීන්. ඩෙන්ගු නැති හැටක්.
A special discussion in this connection was held at the Ministry of Health recently under the patronage of Secretary to the Ministry, Consultant Physician Palita Mahipala and Director General of Health Services Dr. Sela Gunawardena. A decision was taken to establish dengue mosquito control committees at district level. This program will be implemented in all MOH divisions throughout the island. Sri Lanka Police and 3 armed forces, Civil Defence Force, members of numerous NGOs and state institutions support this program to check up households and other premises.
වගකීම අපේ අරමුණයි. ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටීන්. ඩෙන්ගු නැති හැටක්.
And that's it on local stories. We'll be back with international stories after this break.
American authorities say that a student shot 6 people, one of them fatally, at a high school in U.S. state of Iowa before taking his own life on the first day back from holiday break. An improvised explosive device was also found by investigators at Perry High School, police said, and rendered safe. 5 of those shot were students and 1 is a school administrator. The student died in the 6th grade, which is for 11 or 12 years old. As reports of an active shooter came in at local time and first officer reached the scene within minutes, police said. Reports indicate that officers responding to the scene quickly found that they determined it to be a suspect with a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
The Islamic State group has stated that it carried out a bomb attack in Iran on crowds marking the anniversary of spy master Qasem Soleiman's assassination by the United States. The attack in Kerman's in southern Iran killed 84 people and wounded many more. The death toll was revised down yesterday by the head of Iran's emergency services from an earlier figure of 95. Iran initially said that Israel and the US must have been behind the attacks. Islamic State made the claim via its channels on Telegram. The group later released an image on its news outlet showing the masked men who it said were responsible for the attacks.
Israel Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has outlined proposals for a future governance of Gaza once the war between Israel and Hamas is over. He said there would be limited Palestinian rule in the territory. Hamas would no longer control Gaza and Israel would retain overall security control. Fighting in Gaza continued alongside the plan's publication, with dozens of people killed in the past 24 hours. The Hamas-run health minister said. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is due back in the region this week. He is expected to hold talks with Palestinian officials in the occupied West Bank and Israeli leaders. His visit comes amidst heightened tensions in the region following the assassination of a top Hamas leader, Saleh al-Aruri. Now, hundreds more homes have been flooded in England following a powerful storm and a week of heavy rainfall. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak says people should be reassured by the response of flooding in badly hit areas. The Environment Agency says more than 1,000 homes have been flooded in England this week. A major incident has been declared in Nottinghamshire, where the rising waters of the river Trent flooded more than 100 properties. Train companies have also been badly affected by the delay, and the Great Western Railway warning of disruption all day.
Meanwhile, Russia has used ballistic missiles and launchers supplied by the North Koreas and its war on Ukraine. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby called it a significant and concerning escalation. Relating to Pyongyang's support for Russia, he said the US would raise the matter and an UN Security Council and impose additional sanctions on those working to facilitate arms transfer. Moscow has denied any such collaboration, and hours after the White House made the accusations, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un called for missile launch vehicle production to be expanded in the country. The North Korean leader visited Russia to discuss potential military cooperation in September. The US has previously accused Pyongyang of supply with Russia's with weapon, but this is the first time US intelligence has shared details about ballistic missiles, self-guided rockets that can reach target of 900 kilometers away. Speaking during a White House press briefing on Thursday, Kirby said Russia's procurement of ballistic missiles from North Korea was a direct violation of numerous UN Security Council resolutions.
Now, the one-day cricket tournament between Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe will commence tomorrow. The first match is scheduled to start at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow at R. Premadasa Cricket Stadium in Colombo as a day and night encounter.
Players of both teams are engaging in practice at the R. Premadasa Cricket Stadium today. The two countries have played 61 one-day matches and Zimbabwe has won 12 matches, while 2 matches ended without a decision. Kusal Mendes leads the Sri Lanka team, while the Zimbabwe team is led by Craig Irwin.
That's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on ChannelEye. I'm Dilanjali, together with Charita signing off. Good night.
Have a pleasant night.